if you think about it, the human ego is pretty much narcissistic in nature, and a lot of these tendencies are basically just playing themselves out through the human collective unconscious. So we need to be able to protect ourselves in these times and to be able to sort of put a shield between us and sociopathic, narcissistic, psychopathic people. As empaths, you're like the perfect kind of, you know what I mean, supply for a narc. Because the one thing that we do that makes us so delectable is we are too agreeable. Also, another side effect is the naivety. Always thinking that, you know, we want to see the good in people. We want to see, you know, the best situation occur. We want it to be this beautiful, loving, truthful relationship, right? But it's not always that way, because in this world, some people have had trauma in their early years. Some people have not been able to find themselves. You know, some humans that are walking around on this earth at this time are actually soulless entities. So what we got to do is we got to find our worth. We got to find our identity outside of the dysfunctional dynamic between you and the narc, right? Narcs seem to have access to our lives when we're being codependent. You know what I mean? When we're relying on other people outside of ourselves for certain needs, that's when those people tend to like slip their slimy ways in, you know? And I just think that if you are more in your power, knowing your truth, taking care of your needs, then the narc has less ability to come within your boundaries, right? Another thing is being less naive. When you are a sensitive soul and you just believe in the light and love, and you just literally go into nature and talk to animals, and things are really pure and they make sense, and then you go back into the world with that kind of energy, I guarantee, take it from someone like me, it's gonna be a wake-up call. You can't always think that everyone's gonna be like you and want the best for you. Some people have their own agendas. Some people are completely self-focused on only what's best for them. Stop giving your time, your energy, and your heart to people that have not done the same for you. Reciprocity. There has to be some sort of equal exchange of energy. So let me tell you, for an example, I had this lady that I thought was going to be like a good friend of mine. She had to go into surgery, right? I gave her every single moment of my energy and time because I was so excited to be there to help her heal and to be of service. She had like a ton of dogs. So I watched her dogs and I went out of my way, drove 4 hours to pick her up from surgery. And the first thing she says to me is, "You're late." Oh, I was like, okay, so red flag, right? So I'm only telling you this story not to perpetuate negativity, but to tell you that this is how my mind worked, or, you know, this was the naivety and the agreeableness that set me up for this specific type of abuse. After she told me that, we get into the truck and she didn't have any water. And I'm like, oh, you know, drink some water. She takes my water and she's like, ew, what's in there? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. There's like electrolytes in there. I'm sorry. That's good for you, you know? And I'm being like way too over, you know, my boundaries had not been established at that point. So basically she was like sucking my soul. We're driving all around town trying to get her meds and trying to get her home. And she's basically like barking at me and yelling at me, and I'm just like, what did I do wrong? Like, you know? So if you don't understand what's going on in a dysfunctional relationship, just get out of it. Protect yourself. I've tried to like keep quiet on this kind of stuff, but it keeps bubbling up. At this point, it's like I can't not talk about it because unfortunately, I think a lot of people are being like targeted and pawned and used. Good people that don't deserve to be abused. If I speak up and maybe I stay strong in my own experience, maybe it'll give someone else some more strength to step up for themselves. So I'm just putting this stuff all out there for that reason. And anyway, I love you all and take care. I'll talk to you in the next one. Mwah. Peace.